This episode of This Black Girl Podcast is sponsored by Anchor. Anchor is a super easy app that allows you to create, record, and edit your own podcast right from your phone or computer, distribute it so it can be heard across multiple listening platforms, allows you to make money with no minimum listenership, and have everything you need all in one place. Plus, it is absolutely free. So to get started today, just download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Hello. Welcome to another week of This Black Girl Podcast. It is your girl, Lola, aka Ola.Miss.Lola without the H. I am joined by the lovely Mr.
Hello.
And how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I just had a nice long weekend.
Bro, this guy got the long weekend on Banner weekend. I'm jealous.
Oh, yeah, but then I didn't go to Banner at all. I had a nice 4-day weekend, and then I had to go back to work, and I lost all of my will to participate in anything ever.
I feel that. I mean, for people who aren't familiar with Toronto culture, this past weekend we had Caribana, aka the Scotiabank Caribbean Festival.
Oh, is that the official term?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Stupid. I hate it when they changed the name. The name was so fucking gentrified as shit. But anyways, it's a Caribbean festival to celebrate emancipation. And so, revelers dress up in beautiful, colorful, sparkly, feathery costumes and wind them waistlines down the street, celebrating and partying and jumping up. And there's been like a whole bunch of parties this past weekend. Big up to all the people who host the parties, who participate in festivities. I did not.
Yeah, and it's like, and Caribana is like a big deal. Even though I've known about it for a while. I remember a few years ago when I first started working in film or whatever. Yeah, they had like Veldfest or whatever, which also just went on.
Yeah, Veld also happened.
And Cardi B showed up for like half a set just so she could leave and party at Caribana.
Yeah, of course, I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either. But I'm just saying, like, it's a party that's big enough to get the attention of somebody like Cardi B, who's not from Toronto. She's from New York. Yeah, she's an American.
It's one of our biggest events. A lot of Americans usually travel from America to come to Toronto's Caribana because it's lit. It's like one of our biggest events in the city. It's one of the events that usually makes some of the most money in the city. And unfortunately, for a number of years, there's always been some sort of incident, some sort of issue. This year, thankfully, it didn't seem like there was very, very many incidences, problems. Thank you to everybody in the city for being on their best behavior.
Yeah.
Because I hate hearing about, this Caribana weekend, X, Y, and Z. This person got robbed. That person got shot. That person got this. That person got that. And I didn't hear any of that. And I'm so thankful.
I was going to say, I feel like everybody's been on their best behavior this year, especially because it's been like the first one in like 2 years.
Facts.
They've just not been throwing them over COVID.
Yeah. They had to shut it down because like the amount of proximity that's like, first of all,
even for outdoors, it's pretty close.
I'm just saying for what it is, like, we're back, okay? Half the time, people know that in the festival, there's always stormers. There's always people that go past beyond the barricades to come dance up with the dancers and do their thing and with whining, it's close proximity. So yeah, I understand why they shut that shit down, and they had to shut down for years. But I'm glad that it's back. I'm glad that it went very successfully. The last time I went to Caribana, it was fun. It was hot.
Yeah.
It was hot. But it was good. But after that year, a guy got shot by police.
Oh.
Turned out to be a distant cousin.
Really?
Yeah, it was super awkward. After that, I was just like, nah, I'm good. Like, it kind of gave me the ick, yeah.
I definitely feel that because I have the same kind of story with Halloween, believe it or not.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, it wasn't the same because nobody got shot or whatever.
Yeah.
But just, like,
where something was ruined.
Yeah. When I was a little kid, I got, like, jumped for all my candy on Halloween. And then after that, it just kind of, like, always left a bad taste in my mouth. And I was like, yeah, Halloween, whatever, I can leave it.
Well, it sucks because it's like you don't want something bad. Like, you hate when something bad spoils something good. You know? And that's essentially what happened, right? So, like, I never deter anybody from going to Caribana. Like, I've always grown up outside of that situation with a good experience of Caribana. Like, I would always go party, drink, have a good time, do my thing. Like,
and that's like 99% of people, that's what they do.
I started going to Caribana when I was 8 years old. I was almost her age going to Caribana. And I went, that was like my first time. I went with my godmother. And I think she had like, she wasn't one of the revelers. Obviously, we weren't dancing in costume. But like, I forget, we were participating in another part, doing another part. But we were there. And that was like my first experience and taste of like real, like being fully immersed in Caribbean culture.
Is that like a thing though? Because like I've never been, so I don't know how common it is. It's not like, I don't know how like family friendly it is. It doesn't look super family unfriendly, but it doesn't look super family friendly to me either.
Well,
like the outfits are very bright and fun and revel-y, but they're also very skimpy.
I mean, put it this way, in my opinion, is you can sexualize anything at this point. Rule 34. So, like, are the outfits, can they be perceived as sexy? Yes. Could they be perceived as revealing? Yes. Do you have to sexualize everybody in a costume? No.
I understand that, but I feel like it's the same thing with like, well, I was gonna say like, you know, we don't necessarily, even though we really enjoy Drag Race, we don't necessarily endorse our daughter watching Drag Race with us because it's an adult program with adult language, and even if we're like, oh, all this stuff they're doing is fine, it's still like objectively some of the outfits are racy, objectively some of the outfits are skimpy, and it's like, I understand that people, I'm not saying you necessarily, but I'm saying I understand that people generally don't find that to be a very nice thing for families.
Somewhat. I don't know. She's been to a ball. I brought her to a ballroom, boots the house down, everything, you know, tens across the board, having her cheer, my fellow mates doing their things, you know, participating and voguing and whatnot, because, like, I don't know, I feel like a part of me, I want her to be experience, like, blackness, queerness, and see it as something normal.
Yeah.
Rather than something taboo, odd, awkward, you know, or hush under the book. Like, I wanted to see that and be like, oh, okay, whatever, that's normal shit. To the point that now, like, she hears that we're watching Drag Race, she's like, ugh, you're watching RuPaul's Drag Race. And she, like, walks off. Like, she's over it.
But and that's just because she likes to pretend to do that.
No, but I love that she's kind of, like, low-key over it. That it's not something, like, you know, kind of
a scandal. Yeah.
It's not scandalous, and that's kind of like how I feel about Caribana. There's so many different elements to it. Yes, there's certain objective, possible like inappropriateness, but like even when I was a kid, I never took that as inappropriate. If anything, I took that as like confidence because you saw bodies of all types. It's not just like small little skinny girls in skimpy costumes, you know, throwing ass. It's like women and men of all shapes and sizes, all colors, you know, coming together, makeup done, makeup not done, hats on, hats off. Like everybody just was having fun. The goal was to have fun, you know, and to celebrate. And that, I don't know, kind of stuck as my focus. So do I think it's 100% family friendly? Probably not. But I'm also like, would I say to not bring your kids and experience parts of Caribana? Absolutely not. I would say, yeah, just bring them, you know, go catch some corn. There's like, you know, people sell corn on the side, fruit. Like there's so many other things aside from just the parade. Like the main part of Caribana is the actual parade of like the revelers dancing down the parade line. You know, and dancing and winding up themselves or whatnot.
Cool. I've never been.
I'll bring you one day.
One day.
Yeah, I'll bring you one day.
Not this time around. We got too much stuff to worry about. We got too much stuff to dog and weave.
Fuck, between the fucking COVID and the fucking monkeypox. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. No bubble is worth that ass. Never.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If we as a species had monkeypox instead of COVID, do you think that we would have just fucking handled it?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I really feel like what's going to happen is that, like, what fucked us with COVID is that, like, it doesn't make your eyeball fucking purple or something. It doesn't make you just, like, look, you know what I mean? Like, with monkeypox, as soon as you see the lesions or whatever, and the bubbles and the blisters, people are like, oh my God. And I feel like that is what's going to make it so that this thing never actually...
Yeah, like, it's aesthetically unpleasing.
Which is, it's wild that, like, you could have a disease that will, like, kill you and fuck up your life. And you can have a disease that probably won't kill you or fuck up your life, but makes you, like, uncomfortable and look bad for a while. And people are like, oh, I don't want that one.
People are vain. We're vain ass people. You know why? Because... And here's the thing, though. Here's my devil's advocate for us, okay? I'm going to speak on behalf of humans. The humans race. In society where they don't value people working, they don't value time off, they don't value PTO, they don't value self-care, we are used to, you know, oh, I'm a little sniffy, it's okay. I have a little cough, it's okay. I can still go to work. I can still do things. I can still manage. I feel like we're just so accustomed and so used to still working and still doing stuff and still handling business while being sick that when COVID was coming around, it was presented as like, oh, it's a cough, but it's a cold, but it's a little bit worse. Oof. Or whatever. Like now it's at a point where it's like, as they're trying to play it off like it's common as like catching a cold.
I mean, they were trying to play that off from the very start when it came to COVID, but yeah.
Well, yes, and then there was a point where it became more important, then it kind of tapered off. So I'm just saying now with this version of Omicron 3.0 at this point, like they're trying to play it off like, oh, it's just as common as the cold, so it's no big deal, and kind of going back to that mindset of, oh, if you're a little sick, it's fine. Nobody's gonna get sick. That is not weed. That is cat weed. That is catnip.
I was just looking at it. You didn't have to call me out. There's no visuals of this podcast, okay? Just because I picked something up doesn't mean you need to... I wasn't gonna take a bite.
Unless you join the Patreon.
We don't have a That's not true either. We don't have videos on the Patreon.
Actually, there are stuff on the Patreon.
Is there stuff on Patreon?
Yeah, if you actually join the supporter of Patreon, you know, rude.
I look at all the work you do, and I'm like, there's no way a person could do this and run a successful Patreon.
Well, we'll see. Anyways. What was I saying?
You're talking about how nowadays
they play it off like it's no big deal, so people don't mind catching COVID at this point because they're like, oh, it's fine.
But that's how they played it off from the start, because they want you to go to work. Like the reason why there's a culture of going to work even though you're sick is because your boss makes money when you go to work and he doesn't make money when you don't go to work.
Yeah, of course.
Of course they want you to go to work even if you're sick.
But I'm just saying, because like you said, like monkeypox is so like visual. You can with COVID, and especially with people who are asymptomatic, you don't always see and can tell when somebody's sick. With somebody with monkeypox, you can definitely see when somebody's sick. There's no asymptomatic people with monkeypox.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like people will objectively see that, bro, you are sick and you're choosing to be around us and spread the sickness. You're gross. When people should already have that mindset for COVID and they don't.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely tough. And like, I don't even know, man. Like I had a friend link me. Man, it's just like, stuff feels like it's getting scary all the time these days. Like, I had a friend link me to just like the headline of this article of somebody who, I think there was like a gun buyback in Texas or something.
Mm-hmm.
Why did a man show up with over 150 3D printed ghost guns to put into the batch?
Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying.
What's wrong with
That's what I'm saying. And here's the thing that I don't understand is like there's all these ghost guns around or whatever. Like this is a thing that people have.
Yeah.
And yet like there's no high profile murders. Like if you were a crazy person who really wanted to get at and murder a celebrity like you hear in these things sometimes, wouldn't you be chomping at the bit to go grab a ghost gun and go like cause some havoc? Like how would they even catch you?
Bro, I don't even know.
I mean, actually, like, there's no, like, especially if we're talking stateside, like, it's not like they have gun checks. And this is for a 3D printed gun. They can't even keep the regular gun straight.
I mean, facts. No cap detected. But, I don't know. Okay, going back to COVID, though, and Caribana and stuff, that was, like, my main kind of deterrent. Like, I know a lot of people were so hyped because Caribana's back. It's the first time we're going to be out. We're going to be on road. We're going to, you know, and I was super hesitant because of COVID. And like even with Drake hosting a billion shows, OVO Fest is canceled now. People were looking forward to OVO Fest because he was going to perform. Nicki Minaj was going to come to the city, shut the whole city down. Lil Wayne was going to be there. Now it's fucking canceled because Drake has COVID. I want to know who gave Drake COVID. I want to know,
bro. And here's the joke too. I'm sorry. Like if you're Drake and you're like the CEO of OVO Fest, bro, just take the fucking week off. OVO Fest doesn't need you to run. Are you fucking hooking up wires and shit? Then find someone else to do your act.
No, it's not about this. Okay, first of all, he has to. Well, not that he has to perform.
He doesn't have to perform. He could have let Lil Wayne perform.
Yeah, but here, I don't know.
Wayne could pick up Drake's slack. Come on.
It's not about picking up Drake's slack. I think it's because when he had at his nightclub here called History, he had a North Stars performance showcase that featured like a whole bunch of classic Canadian performances of like performers. It was actually sounded like super nostalgic. I'm guaranteed he got it there. And the problem is Drake wraps up with too many people. He's hugging up too many people, touching up too many people, dabbing up too many people. Now you have COVID. You have to shut everything down because you don't know who got it from who and who touched who and who. It's a super spread immediately because he's in a concert venue. Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at you screw-faced right now because it's like, bro, this is like literally my industry, and I'm not saying that we have a perfect...
and they shut down for a week.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that they have a perfect record, but what I am saying is we can do basic shit like contact tracing.
Yeah, but
and this is again, it's like if you're worried about it and you're Drake, then okay, spend some money and update your protocols, my guy.
Well, they're probably
why'd you have to shut the whole thing down? Well, I mean, it's shut down. They have to update anything now.
Yeah, well, I'm saying update. In terms of doing contact tracing and possibly doing other mediations, but okay, I'm gonna list some of these North Stars. I want to see if you know and or remember any of them.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm testing you right now. Choclair.
I remember him.
Okay, Frank and Dank.
Nope.
Glenn Lewis.
Nope.
In Essence.
I think so.
Julie Black.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. Cardinal Official.
I love Cardinal Official.
Okay, good. Keisha Shante.
Yeah.
Chaos.
I had such a huge crush on Keisha Shante back in the day.
I mean, really that was Jake's first girlfriend, so like.
Oh, okay, whatever. Chaos is awesome. Chaos is one of my favorite artists. Chaos, yeah, I haven't heard his new stuff in a hot minute. But
Maestro Fresh West.
Nah, I haven't heard of him.
Rascals.
Yes, I know them.
Socrates.
Can't remember.
Sean Desmond.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's not bad. Okay, you pass. But yeah, so you got all of these people for a lineup, and the special guest included Nelly fucking Furtado.
Oh, that's wild.
It was great. But I feel bad because I'm like, either one of them gave him COVID because he was all hugging up on everybody and dabbing up and whatever.
Oh, this like just happened.
Yes.
This thing. Oh, I thought you meant like a while ago.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this North Star performance was leading up to OVO Fest. Because what happened was it was the North Star, so it was all of those people. It was on Thursday. Then on Friday, Chris Brown came and he performed with Lil Baby. Drake wasn't really there. And then on the Monday was supposed to be Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj Young Money reunion, so he had to be there. But he had COVID, so it had to be postponed. He's part of Young Money.
Okay.
I'm just saying, so you can't like tap in somebody else. But it sucks. It sucks because like OVO Fest was also been put off for years, like similar to Caribana. But I don't know, Veld went with no issues that I heard of, which was nice for once.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, like, I'm glad you didn't want to go to Caribana because I would have to shake you down and go against it because, like, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode of the podcast, but we just had so many troubles at work with COVID. You know, we're like a 300.
His work, not my work.
We're like a 300-man crew, and we were losing like 10% of our guys every day.
I know.
Absolutely ridiculous. So, like, yeah, I don't know. I personally,
it's been super transmissible.
I'm surprised that we didn't actually hear about monkeypox transitions out of Caribana.
Yet.
Yeah, true.
Yet. That y'all, okay, y'all may call me paranoid. I will accept that tag. I will slap around my chest, okay? Call me paranoia, okay? All right? Paranoidisha, if you need to. But knowing, I was hearing that people were on planes, still flying around with the fucking monkeypox on their bodies, bro. Okay? People, thankfully, on Black Twitter, sending like heads up, like make sure y'all clean up your seats because there are people traveling with monkeypox, skin exposed, rubbing up on seats and stuff, and it's just like, ugh, like it just gives me the heebie-jeebies, bro. To just know that you could be like sitting somewhere, touching somebody, brush up on somebody, and catch something is just so. It's very unsettling.
Yeah, and bro, honestly, like to flip it around too is like, you know, we were saying before, like, oh, you know, even though it might not be as bad, it looks worse, so people are going to be more afraid of monkeypox.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's definitely true even for myself because like I could understand how you would be like, oh, it's not that bad, and try to convince yourself to travel when you have COVID. Bro, if you're sitting there and you've literally got boils up and down your legs, I don't know how you convince yourself to not stay home. Like, I don't know. I don't know how all these people out there doing this have this kind of energy. Because, like, if I wake up and my nose is too sniffly, I'm looking for excuses to not go to work. Like, I don't know how you guys have this energy. That you guys are, like, literally looking like a piece of cauliflower. And you guys are still like, well, I gotta do my groceries.
I can't.
Like,
I can't. Like, it's so cringy. Apparently, there are over 350 cases in Ontario of monkeypox. And I am shooketh. The one thing I do want to dispel, though, because people are trying to say that, like, it's highly transmissible if you're gay, or if you're, like, you know, you're a gay man having sex with other gay men. Stop saying that shit. Whoever's saying that shit, you're wrong as hell, and you're gonna burn in hell. That's wrong. Stop it. Stop it. I rebuke that. But y'all can catch it anywhere. Don't get it twisted, okay? Don't think...
Yeah, it just spreads through contact. You don't need to sleep with anybody to get monkeypox. You just need to touch them.
Yeah, really and truly.
And not even like directly, it can be indirect. Like if, like you were saying, like if you share the same seat, or like if you were somewhere and use the same towels or something,
yeah,
you can get it.
It's gross. It's actually gross. And apparently, and like this is also what makes me kind of sad. Like apparently now there's an outbreak that from somebody who's like was in a shelter.
Oh yeah.
So it's like even a more vulnerable population is even more at risk.
Well, yeah, that's
you know
that kind of goes with being a vulnerable population. Yeah.
So
you know what I mean?
it just
yeah. I mean, yeah, it really sucks. Like I was just listening to a thing this morning. About
I have to put a disclaimer. The virus does not spread through casual contact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, I don't know. It definitely is sad because it's like, you know, it's happening here on like a minor level, but then it's also happening on like a global level, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Because like we're very lucky here in our home country to have
Thank God for healthcare.
yeah,
Even yeah,
and access to vaccination. But like
absolutely.
that's not available worldwide still. And now we're getting the second disease that's coming up.
Okay, so here This is officially from City of Toronto.
Okay, yeah.
Breaking it down, so there's no misinformation. If you want to argue with somebody, argue with John Tory, okay?
Yeah, get off
Not
my
me.
ass, Zuckerberg. I don't need you fucking telling me that I'm spreading misinformation.
Right? Like, don't argue with me. Go argue with John Tory, okay? Please. Anyways, so it can spread through prolonged close contact with respiratory droppings or droplets from breathing, talking, coughing, or sneezing. Okay, so airborne, skin to skin contact with lesions, blisters, or rashes, and contacts with objects, fabrics, and surfaces used by someone who has the virus, such as like a bed, couch, things like that. And it enters the body through cuts, breaks in the skin. So it could be cuts, scars, pimples, bro. Like
touching your eyeball.
Don't even touch. Don't.
I'm just saying. A lot of people.
I'm cringing, stop.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, it only spreads to like open stuff." It's not just wounds. There's different. There's openings to your body that open all the time. Eyeballs.
Yeah, exactly. There's different openings. Nose. Your nose, your ears, whatever.
Mouth.
But it says the virus enters the body through breaks in the skin or through the eyes and mouth. So somebody with monkeypox can usually pass on the virus when they develop a skin rash or lesions, but it may also spread when they have early symptoms, including fever and headache. So all y'all need to be on your best behavior, okay? Please, please, stay home. Stay home before they shut down all the cities again, please. Please.
We're begging you.
Well, here's the thing that has me even more scared is that it breaks out. Symptoms start within 6 to 13 days. So it's been a few days since Caribana. Watch next week. I will be talking about this next week. We're going to see if there's been a fucking jump in either COVID or monkeypox after this week.
COVID is a guarantee.
I know, but
COVID is a guarantee.
Symptoms usually start within 6 to 13 days. So 1 to 2 weeks. We'll see what happens. And can start anywhere from 5 to 21 days after exposure. And includes fever, headaches, muscle aches, backache, swollen lymph nodes, chills, feeling tired, cough or sore throat sometimes, runny nose, and a rash with blisters that appear 1 to 3 days after the fever, but in some cases can appear before fever or other symptoms. They usually begin as flat red spots that can look like pimples or a heat rash, which turns into blisters and then forms a crust. In some cases, the rash appears around the mouth, genitals, or anorectal areas, such as your asshole. Jesus, I can't. I'm done. Like,
podcast over. Shut it down.
So thank you guys for joining us. I'm joking. I can't. Like, at this point, I'll have FOMO for nothing. I don't have FOMO for nothing because my health needs to come first before any type of jump up. If I want to jump up, I'll jump up in my house. Okay? If I want to dress up, I'll dress up in my house. If I want some fancy eats, guess what? Uber Eats.
Yeah.
I will figure it out. I will mask up. I don't care what people still look at me with my mask on. Do you notice that sometimes when we go out and we have our mask on that people kind of look at us or not?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't pay attention to other people.
Oh, you're special. I clock it sometimes. Where people will look at you like, you're still wearing a mask? And I'm like, is monkeypox still a thing? Like,
yeah.
Duh. Is COVID still a thing? Yeah.
Honestly, it's just like, I get it, because it's like, I feel like part of it is because, like, we're doing pretty okay. Yeah. And so it's like we kind of have the capacity to deal with it, you know? if you're living life and you're like, you've been dealing with customers for this long and like bills are tight and inflation's going up and all this other stuff is happening, and then on top of that you're still being asked to give a shit about COVID, I can get how you get to the point that you don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I can get to the point that you're just like, fuck it, like how's it going to get worse?
Yeah, but like
I don't think that's very right-headed, but I understand how you get there.
I mean, everybody's experiences are slightly different. Like, obviously, we have the shared experience of being under lockdown and experiencing restrictions and having to get vaccinated. But everyone's experience with COVID, I want to assume, is slightly different. Like, we got COVID in January. Even all of our experiences in the house was different.
Yeah, but apparently we're like we're artful dodgers.
Yeah,
because I think we only had like once or twice.
No, we've only had COVID once.
Yeah, only having it once apparently is not the norm. Most people have had it a few times at this point.
Trust me, when my one friend called me and told me that she got it, I was so hurt for her because she didn't get it this whole time. And even after we got it, I was like, you're the chosen one. So when she got it, I was like, no.
Honestly, it's mostly getting lucky though, because like I know tons of people that like were doing a great job ducking and weaving it until they talked like the wrong person for 3 minutes.
Yeah. That was
really
like
all it takes.
That happened to my brother.
Yeah.
He went to a work event and literally came home with COVID. Friggin' sucks, man. I mean, I'm trying not to be like a doomer and be like, oh, world's gone to shit, but like it really sucks right now.
Honestly, man, I think that if you're looking for something to give a shit about and give you hope in the world, right now you gotta do stuff like look at Sri Lanka.
I mean, yeah, I know.
Because they just had that whole big overthrow or whatever, and like, bro, I'm sorry, but like, shit's not gonna change in Canada for a long ass time.
I know.
What's gonna happen is that like stuff's gonna get really desperate for like some, I don't want to say third world because it's a fucking loaded term.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? But like a not as economically developed country, and they're gonna have to actually like do the smart thing and like take care of each other and watch out for each other and like work together, and
right.
then things will actually get, and you know that'll happen, and then it'll spread, and then things will actually get a little different. But until that happens, I just don't.
From your lips to God's ears, man. Like I just,
if I were to predict it, that's what I think would happen. I think that you're gonna see big changes, and like America is gonna fall off of being a superpower, and I hope China doesn't pick up the torch, but it could, and even that would be different. Yeah. Even though I don't like it as much, but honestly, it's probably gonna involve like a big shift in world powers, which is gonna mean global instability, and then eventually someone's gonna come out the king of the rat race.
I mean, maybe, but you're thinking like super far ahead. I ain't trying to think that far.
No, I'm thinking 30 years ahead. I'm not even thinking that far ahead.
That's far. I'm just trying to think about, are we gonna go on vacation this year? Like that's all I'm thinking about. I'm like, man, I want to go on vacation. I want to be on a beach, but like we just don't have the space for it right now, and it sucks. And like even with having the space, it's like, is it gonna even be safe to fucking travel?
Yeah, bro. Honestly, like it's sad when the safest beaches you can think of are stateside. You know, like
bro, like going to Wasaga Beach.
No, like we would go to like Hawaii or something.
No, but I'm just saying, like at this point, the safest way to travel is within your own car that you know nobody with monkeypox has been sitting in. You know, like.
I mean, you're definitely not wrong. Every plane ride, like imagine we want to go on vacation and we catch COVID on the plane right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it sucks. Like, can you imagine? Like right now, Pearson is full of packed up of people. Getting on planes take way longer. People are losing suitcases left, right, and center. Okay, can you imagine? We go to Pearson. We're there for like 4 to 5 hours to get on this plane, only to lose our luggage and catch COVID. Like, are you dumb? I will fight somebody. I will actually fight somebody. Like, just like throw me in jail, because I'm fighting. Are you serious? I'm gonna pay money to lose my luggage? Not me. Try somebody else. So I don't know. It has me not necessarily fearful, but like I'm just a lot more apprehensive, because like, you know, I don't want to waste my money. I don't want to waste my time either. So
yeah.
I kind of want people to get their shit together and like have this whole, especially this whole monkeypox thing, like really figured out, because like I will be that bitch, pack all my shit and carry on, have my N95 on, Lysol my seat before I sit down.
Oh, we got to get like full.
I will be.
We will
Naomi Campbell.
I was about to say we'll show up in the full like painters one jumpsuit, one
the
suit,
hazmat
like,
suits.
full hazmat.
I'm dying,
bro. When COVID was first going on, that's what people would do in order to get through plane safety.
Yeah,
they would literally end up like air sealing every inch around their body and just being like, "Okay, I'm sitting here for a few hours."
Bro,
we can make it happen. We're resourceful.
I'm just saying, like,
we got duct tape.
I was gonna say I will be that bitch to pull a Naomi Campbell, Lysol and Dettol my whole seat, all of our seats, and I don't care if somebody's like, "Excuse me, ma'am, somebody's behind you." I don't give a fuck. Wait, and spray down and Lysol my seats before I sit my ass down, and then cover it with a special covering, because I don't trust people.
I mean, we could do that, or we could just go up north. There's nice cottages.
At this point, it might have to be the option, because have you seen people clean planes? Have you seen a plane being cleaned?
Never in my life.
They clean them as well as hotels do. Just put it that way.
Damn.
Okay.
I mean, I like going up camping. I used to go camping every summer.
Well, we're gonna do camp in a tent, or we're gonna camp at a cottage.
Whichever you prefer. I prefer a cottage.
Okay, good, because so do I. I'm not opposed to a tent, but do I want a tent? No.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather just go to a cottage. Some of the cottages that I like are really expensive.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's my problem. I have expensive taste, guys.
I mean, the problem is that we'd both be like, I'm going to go to cottage, but it needs to have a hot tub.
I know. You and your minimum requirements, and me, like, what to say? You're looking for the hot tub? Bro, why am I looking at cottages that are on their own fucking private island with a little guest house for extra guests?
Shut up.
What do you mean shut up?
I mean, we could do it, but who we trust to come with us?
I don't trust anybody to come with us. That's the problem. It's $14,000, and I'm not thinking. It's sad. Okay. It makes me reevaluate, like, I'm like, are my friends trash? because here's okay. I don't want to say my friends are trash, because I don't expect them to go 10 ways on $14,000. But at the same time, it's, I don't know. I feel like, or is it just me being broke? Is that what it is? Because like, if I had the money, I probably would have paid and gone by my fucking self. But I don't. And it's sad that I can't turn to my friends to share a wonderful experience. So am I just projecting?
Nah, I mean, we're not that broke.
No, I know. But like, just because
we're not like, fuck it, I'm gonna spend $15,000 on this weekend, on this long weekend, doesn't mean we're not broke.
Well, it was a week, mind you. I think it was like a week or 10 days. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but still, I just found it a little unreasonable to spend like $14,000 on like a week at a cottage.
Yeah, especially because that'll get you to like the proper Caribbean.
Beyond, yeah, and back, and with extras and change back in your pocket, because that didn't.
And go buy yourself some breadfruit.
Oh, you're funny. I was gonna say that doesn't include food, drinks, gas,
breadfruit,
Guinnep.
Yeah,
you know, like all of it doesn't include none of that. So
you're not gonna get any of those fancy apples.
Oh my gosh, stop it. You know, so it's just, I don't know. It wasn't worth it to me, I guess, at the time. But we'll reevaluate. But with that being said, you know what? We're going to wrap up this week a little early. You know, have a moment of self-reflection. Did you guys have fun during Caribana? Let us know. Make sure you're following the Instagram page at thisblackgirlpodcast. You can DM me, DM us, ask us questions. Let us know how your week went. Did you turn up? Did you turn down? Did you go to the parties? Like, the parties were lit this weekend. That's undeniable. Oh, yeah. That's undeniable.
Absolutely. 2-year build up and then you have a party? Come on, it's gonna be fucking wild.
They were undeniable. They were great.
Yeah.
So, but with that being said, let us know. Are you scared of monkeypox? Are you not? And why? Like,
are you scared of COVID? Are you scared of monkeypox? Are you scared? Period. Tell us.
Oh my gosh. Either way, thanks for joining us for another week. We look forward to talking to you next week. And with that in mind, have a great week. Bye.
Bye.